Well, today is World Multiple Sclerosis Day. It's a day dedicated to raising awareness of the disease and making sure that people know about the treatments out there. Here to talk more about the disease is Robin Nunley from the National MS Society and Selena Bongiorno, who lives with MS and works with Palm Beach Neurology to conduct research. So ladies, thank you so much for joining us. It's so important to talk about this day. It is May 30th specifically. So Robin, what is World MS Day? And talk about more about the importance to recognize it.
Yeah, so every 5 minutes, someone is diagnosed with MS in the world. And so World MS Day is an opportunity to build some global awareness around the importance of early diagnosis and accurate diagnosis, and also talk a little bit about the barriers and the challenges that people with MS face in getting the information they need.
And a lot of that is hearing personal stories. So Selena,
Yes.
talk a little bit about your diagnosis.
Sure.
And how that has led to your involvement in research, everything.
Sure. So I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2020 after having numbness and tingling in both hands and my right foot. So ultimately with a diagnosis, of course, it's overwhelming at first, but now I'm trying to just help get awareness, because awareness basically leads to more people knowing about the symptoms. So if they're looking for dizziness, blurred vision, changes in gait, numbness, tingling, pain in my case, they're able to seek quicker treatment, and quicker treatment is key because we can't cure this yet, but we're hoping to slow down the progression of the illness, reduce relapse rate, and overall improve quality of life for all patients with multiple sclerosis. So
And I was reading about diagnosis specifically happens normally with people between the ages of 20 and 40. What age were you?
I was 35.
35, okay. So when we look at this as well, we see a lot of people with MS who are confined to wheelchairs sometimes. But you were talking earlier about treating it early.
Yeah.
And that can lead to just earlier diagnosis and better treatments moving forward. Talk about that.
Yeah, so the importance of an early diagnosis is the opportunity to get on a disease-modifying therapy right away and ultimately change the trajectory of the disease so that you don't have the progression later in life. So I think for people who are diagnosed today, the course of the disease is a lot different than what it was years ago before there were treatments. There are 20+ treatments available for the million people in the United States who live with MS, almost 3 million worldwide, but there is still no cure for multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, and you talked a little bit about those symptoms. If someone is feeling them, what should they do?
You know, I think one of the first lines of defense is probably the National MS Society's website. There's a ton of information there, and that's a trusted source of information. You can find information on treatment, diet, exercise, referrals to physicians who specialize in MS. Sometimes that's a really important place to go to get good information. And then also we have an MS Navigator service, and so I would encourage people to call an MS Navigator through the National MS Society's website. They can help provide resources and direction for what to do for people who are diagnosed.
Okay, and lastly, if someone wants to get involved with the MS Society, I know you have been in
Yes.
bike rides
Yes.
and beyond just the
Yes.
research you do. Talk about other ways people can get involved and
So
donate.
yeah, we do. You can donate to the National MS Society, of course, which fuels the money for research, which is essential to continue getting treatments and hopefully one day find our cure. And also volunteers. We're always looking for volunteers for events for Walk MS, Bike MS, but there's always a way to get involved through the website.
All right, great. Ladies, thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
coming
having
by.
us.
Anything else you want to talk about, or
No.
that's it? All right.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And if you want more information on the MS Society and just anything that helps this cause, go to our website, WPBF.com, and search World MS Day.